Hi, in today's video, I'm going to review a new product that I think is very useful to people who have workshops and they're going to convert a lot of physical objects on their work desk as DXF into their computer. Let's go and see. All right, this product today is called Digitizing Table from Logic Group, which converts your tracing hand drawing as DXF accurately into a software on your computer that you can use in your SolidWorks or other CAD packages. It is not sponsored by them. I thought I would list the pros and cons of this product and leave the decision to you. And I'm gonna put the link to this product in the description below, or the email address, I don't know, in case you want to contact them. So this is the screen, and I have to go back to the computer because the board is so big it doesn't fit into one frame of the camera. So I'm gonna have to put the digitizing table on my desk over here, and my computer is about 5 steps to the right. I have to go and do work on the software. So I'm gonna do picture in picture so you see what's gonna happen when I draw here and what happens in the software Logi table over there. And also I'm going to show you some examples that I'm going to draw here. This board currently is only connected to my computer via one USB cord. That's it. No external power is necessary, just one USB cable. And we have two stylos, one with the cord and one cordless. I'm gonna use the one with the cord, and I'm going to draw the outer boundaries of this speaker because it's kind of like a spline, and this is the perfect example that I can think of. Because if you want to measure this with calipers and draw it in SolidWorks, you can, but it's a lot of effort since this is a spline all over, and I think it's the best option to put here and just draw around it. So this is one example that I'm gonna do. Let's just go back and show you the software. All right, now I'm on the software right now. As you can see, it looks a little bit old, which requires a soft update to make it look better, but it functions just fine. To start drawing, this is basically what you see when you open the software. You're gonna have to click on digitize, and I realized if the board is off, it's switched off, the software is not gonna run. So you're gonna have to connect the board with a USB cord to your computer, then turn it on. There is a switch button, and then you can run the software. Click on digitize, and before we click on start, which activates the board, there are some options which allow you to choose the alternative method to convert your drawing into DXF. So the default mode is set on tracing. It means it will draw whatever you draw, like doodling on the board, or you could just choose points. It will connect the points together for you. If you want to create a circle with 3 points, you could just place 3 random points on the board, and the software converts that to a circle. Because these functions are basically something you could get, you don't want to get this board to draw a circle. SolidWorks or other CAD packages do that just fine. You don't need to do this. Tracing will become more interesting in this case. So I'm gonna leave it on default and click on start. All right, now the board is ready. I'm gonna go back to the board and draw the outer boundaries of my speaker. Okay, due to the angle of camera, it doesn't show how the outer edges of the speaker look, so I have to hold it like this. And when I do, I cannot draw around it. So what I did is I prepared the outer boundaries of this speaker on a piece of paper, as you can see, and I could just stick it to my board and draw on top of it. Of course, my hand is not accurate. I cannot just perfectly follow this line because my hand would shake. So the perfect way I realized to do this is just place points. I'm just putting the stylo on this, just press it until it beeps, like that. Then over here I'm gonna go bigger around the corners. I'll do smaller. And I realized the software would close your sketch if it's not closed, so don't worry about going a full round. And done. Do not leave the stylo on the board, because if you do, you're not able to move your mouse cursor. It wouldn't work. Always take it away from the desk when you're going back to the software. Now let's go. All right, the outer edge is looking good. However, I should have gone a little bit more and placed more points. I can go back and still do it, but since this is more than half and it is symmetric, I would rather just close this by clicking on done and say, yes, I want to connect the starting point and end point together, I will cut it and I will make a symmetry out of this in SolidWorks. So we will click on create file, and I'm going to save it as 7. I've been practicing with this 6 times. This is my 7th practice basically, and it's saved. Now next I'm going to open SolidWorks and insert this DXF file onto SolidWorks and probably rotate it, because this is one of the downsides. If your geometry is not circular, you're going to have to place it horizontally. Otherwise, your sketch will be inclined, like this one. It's not flat. I'm going to have to fix it in SolidWorks. Import to a new part as 2D sketch, import as reference, that's fine, or you could just uncheck it if you wish. The unit is up to you if you want to go with inches or if you want to go with millimeters. Everything you would want to do, that's fine, that's up to you. I'm going to leave it at inches in this case. So this is my DXF. I can change this, I can drag this button. This is one of the points that I placed on the table. So if I placed more points, there would have been more points here. Now in this case, I would probably draw a reference line, a horizontal one, to turn this drawing around. We could go to rotate entities and then rotate it around this point, like this way, until it looks good. That's fine for our purposes. I said I want to cut this in half to the right and leave it like this. If you want to have a clearer version, you could try to place the object directly on the board and draw around it, but you're going to have to make sure it doesn't move. You're going to have to find a way to stick it to the table with tape or put some elastic material underneath it so it wouldn't slip on top of the table. This was my best effort in this couple of seconds to place accurate points on my hand drawing on the table, which converted it into this. To be honest, I haven't spent enough time to figure out every single button on this software, but what I did realize is the support was really fast when I got stuck, and I did get stuck. At some points when I wanted to start, it wasn't working, and then I realized the board had to be on, and some issues that I faced were due to the software. For example, this is one of the cons, and the support actually told me it's under construction. They're releasing a new software, and this is what happens on my computer, which supposedly happens on some computer desktops. When you maximize it, it would go away. You're going to have to start from the top. So make sure to test this if you're getting this software right now, and make sure if you're going to run it on a full screen, first do it full screen, then start drawing. Not that you spend hours drawing your stuff, then everything goes away. This was my experience working with digitizing table. I'm going to put some information about it in the description in case this is something handy and for you can pursue this further. Okay, so when you get this board, these are the stuff that come with it. These are the accessories. You could get one pen with the cord attached to it. The connection of the cord is, I don't remember the name. It's not a USB, but it suits the board because you have that port at the back of the board. You could get a cordless stylo that works with 2 batteries. Also, when you get the board, you get 4 of these batteries, Duracells 309 and 393. 4 of them. I have already placed 2 of them in this stylo, so you could have that. Both the cordless stylo and the stylo with the cord share the same tip, the tip that activates the drawing mode, and you get 2 extra tips in case you break some. You could replace them easily. You could choose to work with the mouse, which is basically what you are doing with this stylo. However, you could just place points according to the coordinates, and I prefer to work with the stylo because that's the whole point of getting a board, because you want to use your hands, you want to do tracing, you want to use your own hand drawing and convert it into a DXF. But if you wish to place points, you could use this. This is the point where you actually place those points and you could add the coordinates. I have not worked with this myself. I haven't quite figured this out, but also the batteries for these are included in the package. These are 2 AA batteries. Now let me show you the back of the board. Okay, so this is the back of the board with all the ports you see. You could have the DC adapter, you have the USB, you have the pointer, you have the QR cable if you wish. You even have this old connection that I don't use VGA, and there is a switch button to turn it on and off. So all I did to use this was to connect this USB port here, and it was ready to go. That stylo with the cord that I showed you will connect here. Okay, to show you the size of the board, I'm gonna have to measure it and tell you exactly what's the outer dimension of the board and what's the working area of the board. We have 86 centimeters by 73 centimeters, 73 by 86, and the working area is 60 by 50. The board itself is about 4 kilos or like 2 pounds, 3 pounds top, nothing more than that. All right, I hope you liked the video. If you did, and if you're willing to watch more videos on my channel, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell button icon, because today's YouTube algorithm makes that bell button the actual subscribe button. The subscribe doesn't do anything anymore. And yeah, well, I hope to see you soon with more interesting contents.